Welcome to One Word a Day. I'm Sophie, your pilot into the universe of Chinese. Let's continue exploring characters that's under the roof. So this is the roof, Mian, we have been looking at for past few weeks. And today we have a person symbol and then the 100 symbol under it. 100% under a roof. What could that be? It's not what you think it would be. It actually means, if I simplify it into just one English word, meaning somebody spent the night somewhere else, away from home. So I translate it as overnight. So the person, okay, Su is the pronunciation. The person here is the profile view, like facing toward the left, because Chinese is leftward facing language. That means forward going, right? So by default, this person will face toward the left. So this is the front side of the body, the back torso, and the whole back chain. This is a person. And then the right side, there are two interpretations for me. Okay, so I have to connect some dots that I observed in other characters preserved in the same dictionary, try to make sense of what that is. Because we've seen this character that a very similar one, except the bottom is open. And that is 病. We talked about this here a few episodes ago, a few weeks ago. That means the third. Chinese use the plant's life cycle to imply the beginning, the seed coming out of the shell. That's 假. That's the first stage. Second stage is the seed trying to grow from underground to above the ground. And you see that non-linear, zigzaggy plant movement underground. That's 乙, the second stage. This 丙 is the third stage. But as I point out, the bottom is open. Simply it shows the sky means energy from outer space. The closest energy source would be the sun, right? The sun spreading its energy going down here. And then there is a big arch. That means the space under the sun. So that gives you the energy, the source for the plant to grow and into the space. It gives you the favorable condition. Once the seed break the ground and meet the sun, and that's the condition, external environment for the seed to grow into something, right? And then 丁 is the last stage when it has a long stalk or trunk that's standing tall above the ground. So that's like fully grown plant. So we use life journey to signify 4 major stages, and B looks like this. So with that, with the bottom closed here, my interpretation is, because this looks so much like that, with just the arch, it means the space under the sky, which is, the human space, right? We live under this big arch. And then the sky is the energy from the outer space. But here we have the bottom closed. That means that energy is captured within this space. And when the bottom is closed, either it's captured inside, or it means it meets the ground. That means the energy from the outer space going down, staying within the ground. So the whole arch thing becomes a two-dimensional, flat earth back then vision about how our world looks. So this patch under the sky would be the whole ground and that energy within that. So that means the energy is preserved, already captured under the ground. That means the end of the day it's gone. Nighttime. So the second interpretation is kind of a similar looking thing, but it's a little bit far-fetched. That here, this character means 西, the west, and Chinese use the west. Of course, it's a time marker, as the sun setting time. And to mark the sun, because we already have the east rising, the sun rising above the horizon. So the west, we cannot use the same thing again, right? So we use the bird's nest. Bird's nest, hunting on a branch. So this is what this beautiful imagery is about. And this bird flocking within to their nest, that's bird's cycle. They're done for the day. They're ready to get back to their nest. And that's the moment of concurring with the sunset. Chinese use that to mean, okay, it's about to transition day to the night. So it's kind of a similar looking of this hunting somewhere, and this is bird's nest. So it's a little bit stretch. But in any case, my pinning down of the whole thing here would be something related to nighttime, to the energy going down under the earth, or the sun turning to the other side of the earth, as we now know it. Okay, and then the person, the traveler, when it's the sun setting down, birds go back to the nest, or the energy of the sun coming into the earth, that we no longer see the visible sun out there, that goes under the roof, goes to a shelter. So basically, it's a traveler seeking a shelter away from home. That's su. Long story, but of course, today when we use that in many, many ways, as I'm going to show you in these as examples, that we don't need to think so long of what originally the meaning was created from these three parts, why it means staying overnight away from home. Because we talked about home before, right? It's also a shelter, but a shelter with pig. Over here, you don't really own a farm animal there to show that it's not permanent, but you have to rest when the sun sets. So that's your resting place temporarily, overnight. Okay, 宿舍 is okay. 舍 according to scholars, this means city dwelling. So I would imagine back then, majority of the population live outside of the city. So when you do need to do trade and travel to a city, trading posts or some sorts, that becomes 舍. So it's not anybody's home, but it's a shelter, and you temporarily stay overnight over there. That's 宿舍. Today, in our everyday living, 宿舍 means dormitory, which, I mean, to be fair, students, college students, for the most part, would spend years in a dormitory, right? That's 宿舍. That's where it's away from home. You spend the night. It's not, it's a shelter, but not home. Okay, 夙愿. Okay, overnight. 愿, your vision, your dream. Overnight dream. What does that mean? I would imagine this means it's a long-held dream. It's not something, it's not your like instant idea about what you want to do. You instead hold this dream for a long time, that overnight you're not going to forget about it. The next day, the day after, the next day, you hold the dream for long term. I mean, humans, we have long-term versus short-term memory, right? So this is a kind of long-term memory, already made it into your long-term memory bank, and then this dream keeps showing night after night. So we call it overnight wish or dream. Okay, 速将 mean 将, leader. Very interesting. Leader has meat symbol, means muscle power, and then weaponry on the left. And then we have this 3-finger measured, meaning controlled, measured maneuver of muscle power and weaponry. And that's what military leader was defined in Chinese. And we pair that with 速, overnight. It doesn't mean this is an instant overnight success type of leader. No, instead, just like 夙愿, it's a long term, meaning this leader has been gone through many battles, is battle tested, time-honored, trustable, experienced leader. So that's 宿将. Okay, so here, I guess I'm providing the view of somebody who is experienced with something, and it's overnight. So it's kind of a dark imagery as well, to give it a sense of you really need to hone something for the long term to make it not, in this case, it's the opposite of this overnight success kind of thing. It's not instant. It's long term, night after night, kind of wish or kind of leadership skills. Sometimes enemies would pair that with 宿 as well. And when I pair with a city dwelling scene, that becomes your dormitory. You spend quite some time over there. All right, thank you for your time. See you another day.